Hello there, and to all who come to this happy place, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Abby and I upload Disney planning content here on my channel every Sunday and Thursday. If you're planning your next trip, make sure to hit the red subscribe button down below and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. If you've already subscribed, make sure to hit the thumbs up button so that I know you are here. In today's video, we are going to be going over Disney World itinerary planning tips. And these are tips that I think everyone should know before they make their plans, before you even make your dining reservations. So these are for like the beginning stages of planning your trip. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. So my first tip for you is to learn the basics, and this video is a great place to start. If you've watched any of the previous videos from this playlist, Disney for Dummies, then you have a good idea about how to actually book your trip and the beginning process of all of that. But knowing the basics is super important so that you don't miss out on anything, you don't forget to book something or not know you needed to book something in advance, all of that. So learning the basics is a great thing to do. Subscribe to YouTube channels like this one, sign up for email lists with tips, that kind of thing. The second thing that you want to do is to write down your must-dos. Now, I actually would recommend that you download my free printable in the description down below. It's going to help you break up your must-dos, your want-tos, and your don't-need-tos so that you can prioritize accordingly to what you want to get out of your Disney trip. You should really do this prior to making any sort of plans, so before you actually make any reservations. Now, of course, if you've already done that, it's no big deal. You can still do it, but it'll help give you an idea of how much time you really need in the parks to get everything done. And if you send this to your travel agent, which I am currently taking new clients if you're in search of a travel agent, so my information is in the description, but it gives you something to give to your travel agent to say, this is what I'd like to accomplish on my trip, how can I do this, and how can we plan this trip effectively? So doing it beforehand is a great idea, but if that's already gone, it's no big deal, you can still do it. The next thing that you should do is to stay in a Disney resort. Now, I'm going to do a full video on the benefits of doing this, but what you should know is that you get free transportation to and from the theme parks and the airport. You also get extra magic hours, which are extra time in the parks, and you get a 60-day FastPass booking window, which means you get first dibs at all of the FastPasses for your trip, whereas if you stay off-site, you can only book them 30 days out when most things are already gone. So staying on property is a super important part of planning a successful Disney trip. Now, my fourth tip for you is to consider some upgrades to your trip. So staying club level is a great one. You can actually, if you stay club level, you can add the ability to book extra fast passes and more benefits when you do stay club level. So make sure to ask your travel agent about that. Sometimes the cost difference, depending on the promotions that are out, is pretty negligible, and you also get all the club level benefits as well. You can also consider upgrades like VIP tours, which are tours with a guest relations sort of tour guide who take you around the parks, and you get to walk through the FastPass line of pretty much whatever you want. It's fantastic. Some exclusions apply, like apparently Rise of the Resistance right now, but hopefully eventually it will be included. There are also plenty of other tours to choose from, such as Caring for Giants in Animal Kingdom, Keys to the Kingdom at Magic Kingdom, or the Ultimate Day of Thrills, which goes through multiple different parks and takes you on all of the thrill rides. So those are super great options and ways to upgrade your trip so that you can make sure you get more done. My next tip is to plan a rough itinerary for your entire trip before you book your dining reservations. If you want to rope drop Star Wars Galaxy's Edge first thing, then you might not want to book a 9 a.m. breakfast. And if you can get that kind of laid out, you know when you should shoot for dining reservations, when you should shoot for FastPass reservations, it just makes the whole planning process a whole lot smoother. My next tip for you is to book your meals at your usual eating times. This is especially important if you have kids, but if you usually eat dinner at 5:30 and you don't get a reservation until 7, you're going to have some hangry people on your hands, whether they are small people or regular adult people. So everyone gets hangry once in a while, but if you can stick to your typical schedule, your body will know what to expect. This same thing applies for bedtime and wake up time. If you wake up at 8 o'clock every day because you stay home with your kids and they sleep in great and they go to bed late, but they wake up late also, don't expect them to wake up at 6:30 and be happy about it. And that goes for you too. Like, I'm not happy when I have to wake up an hour and a half before my usual wake up time. So don't expect your family to adapt well to sudden changes, especially extreme changes in their daily routine. If you can stick to your regular daily routine, everyone will be a lot happier and your bodies will thank you. My next tip is if you are traveling with kids, make sure your schedule is just a little bit flexible, because if they need to go back for a nap, it will save you so much time and headache and energy if you just take them back to the room for a nap, or if you find a quiet spot in the parks and just sit down for a little while they can get a good nap in. Your whole family will be much less miserable if the kids are happy. A really great idea would be to build in a nap time where you can plan on going back to the resort. And maybe if you don't have nappers, they go swimming, that kind of thing. So make sure that you are keeping that in mind when you are thinking about your daily schedule, both at home and in the parks. Tip number 8 is to know how long it's going to take you to get from place to place. No matter where you are in Disney, it's going to take you a while to get to your next destination. Whether you're going from Tomorrowland over to Frontierland, or you're going from Animal Kingdom to Hollywood Studios. Everything takes longer than you expect. So if you are working with a travel agent, especially, they will be able to give you the right guidance as far as how much time to plan on needing to get from place to place. So for example, I would never have someone do a Fast Pass for the 11:30 show for Festival of the Lion King and then get to Yak and Yeti at 12:05. That's not going to happen. It's a 30-minute show, a full 30-minute show. And Yak and Yeti is probably a good 15-minute walk. Even though it's not that far, the mass that comes out of Festival of the Lion King after the show moves so slowly, and then you gotta get your stroller, it's a whole thing. You're not gonna get there by 12:05, but you're not gonna know that if you don't have any experience, or maybe it's been a while, or you're just not thinking about it. Tip number 9 is to know what you can physically handle. Most people can't handle a rope drop to fireworks schedule. I can't. We did in 2016. My best friend and I went to Disney for a week straight, and we were open to close every day for 8 days. I don't know how we did it, but I can't do that anymore, and most regular people can't. So make sure that you keep that in mind. We will stay out late usually and then wake up late and go into the parks midday. That tends to be what works for us. But you might be a family of early risers, so maybe you go into the parks in the morning, come back around lunchtime, rest, and then go back at night if you want to see fireworks. But know what your body can handle. If it can't handle the miles and miles of walking a day, then maybe tackle small areas of the parks and stay a little longer. There are different ways to get around what your body can take, and one of those is definitely to build in a rest day. Try to build in some time to just lay around, not do anything, let your body recover. I like to put it in the middle of the trip, and even if it is our rest day, we might go in, like if, for example, a couple years ago on our rest day, the adults went to Magic Kingdom for extra magic hours that they had that night. So we still did go into the parks, but it was only like $15 to add another day to our tickets. So even though we only used it for extra magic hours, we still got that extra park time. And we still also got to rest a bit. My 10th tip for you is to know that you will never get it all done in one trip. I have been an exorbitant amount of times, and I have still not done everything there is to do at Walt Disney World. And I'm okay with that because, first of all, some things are not right for me, and second of all, things are always coming and going, so I just know that I'll never be able to do it all. I do the things that are important to me and that are most important to me, and then I save the rest for my next trip, which I know will be coming just around the corner. So that is my 10 tips for Disney itinerary planning. And I definitely have some more. If you would like to see a part 2 of this, let me know in the comments down below. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing my 2020 travel plans. And I know what you might be thinking. Abby, you shared your 2020 travel plans like a month ago. Well, that is correct, but they have all changed. Yeah, I am no longer going twice this year. I'm going a lot more than that. I don't know what happened. But I'll be sharing all of that in my next video. For example, on the day that you are watching this, I am actually in Walt Disney World. I was not supposed to be, so I'll explain all of that in my next video. But the video after that, I am going to be going through my subscribers' itineraries and critiquing them and giving suggestions. So if you would like your itinerary to be featured in that video, make sure to email it. My email is in the description down below, and I would love to put you in my video. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye-bye!